Hey there guys, it's Nicole, and this is kind of low, so I'm gonna have to move you in closer. Here we go, bringing it up just a little bit so you can see my head. All right. Here we go. Okay, I cannot be more excited about this opportunity. So I work with a lot of corporations I go in there and I teach their employees how to eat. And this is, I think, a gift for employers who really want their employees to perform at a high level, not get sick and miss work. And I mean, they care about the business. A lot of people may think it's self-serving, but honestly, it's good. It's good for their people. It's good for their employees. And so what I do is I teach people how to eat properly. But my main goal is to teach people how to eat carbs. We've been running from carbs for half a century. And it's really starting to catch up with us, So what I want to do is basically do a nutritional workshop like I do for everyone. Now, I've got to say, most of my nutritional workshops last about an hour. We're not going to do an hour workshop, and you're only seeing a quarter of the food that I lay out across the conference table. So I actually do interactive plating of foods with people. So we're not doing that, but I will be doing foods for you, plating foods to show you how this works. Hey there, hey guys, what's up, Dahlia? Hey girl, thanks for being here. And so I'm gonna get started on this. And if you have any questions, ask away and I will stop and answer them because I will be as interactive with you guys as I can. I really, really wanna add value to your lives when it comes to starting in the kitchen, man. Knowledge is power. And when we're trying to get healthy and maintain our health, maybe it's lose weight, gain muscle, whatever it is. For some people, it's really just to be healthy and live a good, strong, long life, right? So what I'm bringing you is the question, what is the macros, the buzzword macros, and how does it help you lose weight? Well, I think I'll get into that in just a little bit, but I will explain to you what macros are. A lot of people use that word and throw it around, and a lot of people are like, what the heck is a macro? And it's very simple. And so I'm going to explain that to you quickly. So now I'm going to teach you in just, I'm not going to say a few minutes, but I'm definitely going to condense this from an hour to just a few minutes on how to balance your carbs, your fats, and your proteins. Now this is based on the average adult getting the average amount of exercise. Now, American Medical Association says that the average exercise is 3 times a week, 30 minutes of cardio, and I'm going to disagree with that just a little bit. Of course, yes, do that, but 4 to 5 days a week, you have to look at things good, best, or good, better, best. And good is 3 days a week, better is 4, and best is at least 5 days a week, okay? And that's 30 minutes of cardio and maybe some resistance training. And you're like, Nicole, what's resistance training? I don't get in the gym. Resistance training doesn't have to start in the gym. It can start in your bedroom, on your bedroom floor. It's all about knowing how to do crunches properly and lunges and squats and push-ups and all those things that calisthenics, right? That exist, that you can do, and you've just got to start small and build your way up. That is resistance training. And when you can get at least 30 minutes of that in 3 to 5 days a week, that is the average person that I'm talking about here. The average person. Now, this is very, 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 very important. So if you have medical conditions, you have to consult your doctor first. You just do. Because we want to make sure that you're not jumping out of the gates, going 90 miles an hour doing something that could possibly hurt you, especially if you're on medications or if you're dealing with some type of injury or you're living with some type of disease, right? But that does not mean that this is not for you. It is absolutely 100% for you, and it's for every living body because every single body has to consume food. And every living body cannot get away from eating good food. You have to eat a good balanced meal. You just absolutely have to, and we were meant to. Hey there, Steven, what's up? I didn't understand that, and if it's because I don't have my glasses on, but it doesn't look English. Okay, so here we go, guys. I want to talk to you about what the average and above average person is when it comes to health and taking care of yourself. But let me just say, I think I need to do a visual first, and a visual is the 4 pillars of health. So I'm going to put this little box right here. I hope you can see this. I'm going to get pillars. Look at these baby pillars, but they represent something, okay? So this right here is your nutrition, okay? This right here is your stress management. This pillar represents exercise. I'm going to move these nachos. exercise. And this one represents supplemental nutrition, which is important because if you go to the doctor and they do a blood test and say, hey, you're deficient in A, B, C, D, and E, they're going to give you a prescription, or you're going to go to your nearest GNC and you're going to get something. But it's important that you know what you're putting in the body and what kind you're putting in your body and when you're putting it in your body. But that is a foundation. I call it kind of the golden pillar, and I'll explain that to you. So this box right here is your life. So what are we putting in this box, guys? Work. You're putting work in here. You're putting your family in here. Even if you're single, who you are and what you do, that's important. You're putting your nutrition in here. You're putting your entertainment in here. You're putting your faith. That's a big part of it for so many people. So you're putting all of those things in here. So this box contains your life, okay? Your life on top of these 4 pillars of health, overall wellness, okay? So now I'm going to give you an example of what could happen. You're going at it and you're doing good. You're getting in that gym 3 to 4 or 5 days a week. You're working out. You're eating healthy. You're taking care of your family. You're getting them to all of their activities. You're killing it at work, whatever. You're feeling really good about yourself. And then out of the blue, life happens. Somebody rear ends you that has no insurance and your car is jacked up. It can't even be driven. And so now you're out $5,000 because the guy with no insurance took off. Unjust, yes. Is it real? Happens all the time. And it's just one out of a million examples that I can give you. But what happens? What happens when, you know what? Did I say, I did. This stress management is stress management and sleep. I want to make that clear. So what happens when you're stressed? Because if that happens to you, the very first thing that happens is you're stressed. You get stressed, cortisol levels go through the roof, you don't eat well, and you have to start looking at your circumstances and the truth of your circumstances. And the circumstances are, you look at your budget and realize I have to come up with $5,000 to have a car to get me to work. You're stressed to the max. So what goes first? Stress management. It's gone. You're now on 3 pillars. You look at your budget and you realize I have to cut back for a few months to be able to pay this stupid $5,000 off. And you look at the very first thing that you think can go, and that is your gym membership. And so exercise stops. Exercise stops. So we take away exercise. Okay? Now what? You're living on 2 pillars. You're on 2 pillars. You're wavering on 2 pillars, okay? What happens when exercise stops and you're stressed to the max and you're not sleeping well? Well, you start going for that emotional eating. You start going home and not feeling like cooking because you're exhausted and you're stressed. So all of a sudden, you are left with bad nutrition. Bam. There goes your 4 pillars of health. Supplementation is not going to be enough to keep you going. It's definitely amazing. It's going to help you feel good, but you need all 4, at least 2. But everything just kind of happens. And so now everything in this box, your life, has no balance. Has no balance. And so that's the 4 pillars of health. Stress management, nutrition, exercise, and really good supplementation to fill in those deficiencies, to fill in those gaps where you can feel it and your doctor can tell you what's going on, right? Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to give you another just another visual really fast. And this is easy. This is one of those visuals you're like, I know that already, Nicole, I know it. But you've got to understand that you've got to keep this in the forefront of your mind to keep moving and keep going. So here's a scale. My hands are scales. So if you're putting food in your body here at this level and you're getting food out of your body down here at this level, you know, if it's not coming out, it's not coming off, right? But if this is your scale, then you're going to lose weight. Let's reverse that. So you're taking it in down here, you're eating it, you're taking it in, but it's not coming out up here, then you're going to retain weight, you're going to gain weight, okay? So you have to be balanced. You've got to take in food and you got to get out food. And that is where you're going to maintain your weight. So if that's what you're looking to do, that's fantastic. And as we go, we're always looking to either lose or gain a little weight depending on what we're doing. But most of the time, we want to be able to maintain and lose and just be healthy. So with that being said, I want to be able to show you something that's important because visuals are really important. So 1 pound of fat equals 3,500 calories. 3,500 calories. Now, how much energy is in 1 pound of fat? 3,500 calories looks like this. That is 1 pound of fat. So just imagine that, 3,500 calories. 3,500 calories, if it's coming in, you have to be able to get it out, right? So 3,500 calories, look at this. 1 pound of fat here. 1 pound of fat back here. 1 pound of fat here. Oh my gosh, we can even put it on our face. 1 pound of fat. You guys, 1 pound of fat, I think I just gained a pound. How did you gain that pound? Because if you can gain 1, you can gain 5. If you can gain 5, you can gain 10. And so that's what I want to talk to you about, why macronutrients is so important. But I don't want it to intimidate you. I want you to understand what macronutrients is and how easy it is to understand it. So food can be split up into these macronutrients, and all it is carbs, proteins, and fats. So I want to get into that, but you know what? I want to pull out my notes because I don't want to miss out on anything. Here we go. So when you look at the macronutrients, you've got to break it down and understand what carbs does for your body, what proteins does for your body, and then what fats do for your body. You know what? I'm going to grab my glasses. Hold up. They're important. Okay, thanks for hanging in there with me. All right, so if you want to lose weight, you're going to have to burn 3,500 calories more than what you ate. That's what I just said. And so the trick is to not overeat. Well, that's what we're going to talk about, okay? So food in general, when it's split up into macronutrients, has to be understood. Because like a 500 calorie surplus a day can equal, listen to this, a 500 calorie surplus a day could actually equal 50-pound weight gain in 1 year. And so I'm going to give you a quick example. You're like, I don't take in and have an extra 500 calories. But what if you're working late all week at work and you're exhausted and you're coming home and you just run through Arby's? If you get an Arby beef cheddar classic, that's 500 calories. You go home, you don't work out, you drink a couple of beers and you go to bed. You just retain 500 calories. It's super easy. You could have been good all day long, and then made that little bitty mistake. I'm not telling you not to enjoy your life. I'm not telling you not to have that beer or that Arby's sandwich if you choose, when you feel like you can have it. But just understand where those extra calories are coming from. They're little bitty choices that we don't even think about. I had a friend tell me the other day that she had a Coke, and if you know how many calories are in a Coke, she didn't burn that off in 30 minutes of jogging at the gym, okay? So it's little bitty things that we have to just be aware of when we're eating and putting good food in our body. We've got to realize what's taking away our energy. So carbs, let's talk about what carbs are and how important they are. So carbs, they are the first layer of daily intake. Most of us eat carbs all day long, and most of the time we eat good carbs, but I want to explain that to you. The average person is consuming about 50% of carbs in their total calories during the day. But understand, don't say, yikes, that's a lot. It's good because carbs are fuel. Carbs are so important. They're full of nutrients and fiber. And I'll tell you something right now. When my father-in-law was diagnosed with colon cancer a year ago, the infectious disease doctor told him that 90% of the patients that come into him have colon cancer or are diagnosed with colon cancer because of the lack of fiber, the lack of exercise, and too many trans fats. So please don't run away from those carbs. And I know that he was having he was eating an Atkins diet, kind of staying away from the carbs. A lot of people do. And he's living a healthy life today and eating a balanced diet. And that's, kudos to him. He's amazing. So with that being said, I'm going to move on to proteins. So don't forget about those carbs. We're going to come back to that. Proteins, they give you strength and they help you feel full. Seriously, so it cuts back on the cravings when you eat proteins. We're going to talk about these proteins. I have proteins here, carbs here, and I have fats here. And they build muscle. And for anybody that's out there building muscle, you already know that. You're jam-packing your body full of protein all day long, okay? So fats. Okay, there's different types of fats. There's trans fats, saturated fats, and there's good fats. And of course, that's what we're going to be talking about. We're talking about good fats. And we have good fats right here. So right here, you're seeing almonds, you're seeing guacamole, it's avocado, you're seeing butter, not margarine, not vegetable oil, okay? You're seeing mayonnaise, you're seeing olive oil, and French dressing. These are just a few examples of what fats are, and they're good fats. So what do fats do? They provide nutrients to actually cool your body temperature, and that's really, really important, especially when you're working out and you want to get a good workout in, because if you raise that temperature too high, you're going to get dehydrated and you're probably going to lose all of your energy and you're not going to have strength. So fats help you feel full. They regulate your temperature, your body. They control your body temperature, but they also work as a vehicle to get protein to your muscles, and that's what we want to do when we're trying to build those muscles. So fat's really important. You don't want too much, and you have to understand when, but we're going to get to that. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you now about another visual. I love this visual so much, and when I saw this, it just, oh my goodness, it just really made so much sense to me. So let me show you something here. I'm going to grab these two rulers and put them together because I don't have a yardstick. Hello, Nicole. Here they go. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you first about how a newborn baby eats. This is so brilliant to me, and it's so, so true. Newborn babies do not have any reasoning skills at all. They have no idea if they're emotionally eating. They're not. They're hungry. They wake up. They want to eat. Okay? Newborn babies got it right. So we're not going to start at 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning like most moms are thinking, oh, my baby eats all through the night. No, we're going to start at 6 a.m. so you understand. So 6 a.m. here starts right here. Baby eats at 6 a.m. Then baby eats 2 to 3 hours later. Just for the sake of this visual, I'm going to put it 3 hours later. Okay? Right. Hold on. I got it. Okay. And then 3 hours later, whoops. 1, 2, 3. I just lost one of my pins. Hold up. I got it. Okay? 3 hours later. Okay? I want you to look at this. This is balanced. I could do this from 2 to 6, right? All the way to 12. They're balanced. They know when to eat. And it's built into them. We don't because we have a busy life. We have so many things going on that we stop and we don't see the importance of it. Babies do because they thrive on it. That's what they have to develop, and they're developing at such a crazy rate. So now I'm going to give you an example of just a normal person and how they eat. Let's just say this is an average person that works out 3 days a week. That's at an average weight, okay? And that person has a crazy job with 3 kids. They have to get to school and they work till 6 p.m. and they come home and they cook, okay? That is 80% of America. So let's just say that person did not eat breakfast at home, because how can you when you have to get kids ready for school and you have to get yourself ready? That's a different video. But for the sake of this video, let's just say they get to work at 8 a.m. and they eat breakfast at 9, okay? They eat breakfast at 9. Then they have a lunch meeting. Let's say they eat at 12:30, okay? They eat at 12:30, no snacks, no time for snacks. And then they eat dinner at 7 p.m. if they're lucky, okay? Now, this may look kind of balanced, a little imbalanced, definitely not as perfect as that baby example, but I'm gonna tell you what happens. When you're not getting all the good carbs in your body and you're not eating a healthy breakfast with proteins and carbs, it's gonna help you feel full through the day, help you make good decisions. You're probably not reaching out and grabbing great food. So let's just say, for the purpose of this person had Chick-fil-A for breakfast. There's probably not a lot of good carbs in that, definitely no good fats in that, okay? And then for lunch, let's say they grab a sandwich. We have a little bit more of the carbs, probably not a lot of vegetables. For dinner, they maybe have one vegetable with their pasta or whatever they're doing, and their lean meat, hopefully, right? So you think, okay, Nicole, why is this bad? Why is this bad? 2 things. Sense memory of your stomach and your brain, okay? But I'll get to that in a second. But the second thing is carb dumping. If you don't get enough carbs in the middle of the day, what's gonna happen is around 10 p.m., you are going to carb dump. What is carb dumping? Carb dumping is when your body didn't get enough good fuel during the day, and at night, it craves carbs. Most of the carbs come in the form of bad carbs that they're craving, like cereal. So you hear cereal knocking on the pantry door saying, hey Sally, remember me? I'm in here. I love you and I know you love me. Come see me. Or how about a peanut butter spoon? Hey Sally, you know you love peanut butter. Just one spoon's not gonna hurt you, right? A bag of chips shaking in there and saying, hey, come and get me. You know you want me. And they're getting louder and louder and you give in. This right here, my friend, is a sinking ship. Okay? It is a sinking ship. And that, if it's turned into a habit, is going to be putting anywhere from 2 to 3 pounds on your body per month, okay? And that's even sometimes with working out. It all starts in the kitchen. But, Nicole, how can I do something about this? It's really simple. Let me explain, first of all, what that sense memory is. Now, that sense memory, if you're eating like every 5 to 6 hours, your body, just like a brand new baby that's put down in a crib, that brand new baby does not know that when mommy goes out of the door and shuts the door that she's coming back. So that baby starts screaming, oh my gosh, mommy, come back. Where'd you go? Doesn't realize, even if it's happened 100 times, that mom's gonna come back because they don't have reasoning skills. Neither does your brain, your stomach, or your liver. So basically what happens is when you don't train your body to eat every 2 to 3 hours, then it retains everything. Your body's like, I'm just gonna sit here because I know she's not coming back and I'm not getting rid of anything. So what happens? Well, those carbs convert to sugar, and that sugar converts to fat, and it starts to stick. So that's what happens. So what you want to do is change that sense memory of your body, and you want to be able to eat every 2 to 3 hours. And when you say, hey, Nicole, hold up, I have a very busy schedule, and me trying to make 3 meals or 4 meals to take with me a day is almost impossible. Well, you know what? I totally understand that, and that's where meal prepping comes in hand. And I could teach you within 30 minutes how to meal prep things that you could take and put in your freezer and throw in your lunch that'll get you through the entire week. But we're going to talk about that by looking at these foods. So that's where I want to go now. Okay, so we're going to talk about food, and I'm going to tell you what macros are. So a lot of people call them points. I don't like calling them points. I call them choices because we're human beings, and I don't want to actually look at something as a point. It reminds me of Weight Watchers. Nothing against Weight Watchers, but I will tell you, I know a lot of people that just feel shamed when they've fallen off the wagon and they have to go weigh in and they just stop because it's overwhelming. They feel like failures, and we're not supposed to feel like failures as adults. That's another video too. Watch yesterday's video about that mindset. But today, I'm going to talk to you about understanding, like knowledge is power, understanding how many carbs, proteins, and fats you actually get as an average man and woman and as an active woman or man and woman. So if you look at this sign, you guys might want to screenshot this by going back through the video, just screenshot that. But I'm going to talk to you about this really fast. So an average man and woman can have up to 10 carb choices for women and up to 12 carb choices for men. For active, 12 carb choices for women and 14 carb choices for men. It's actually a lot of food. It really is. And I'm going to show you on plates in just a second. So proteins, active, women can have 6, men 7. If you go down to average, a woman can have 5 proteins, a man can have 6. And for fats, an active woman can have 4. A man can have 5, and for the average man and woman, a woman can have 3 fats, a man can have 4. And don't think, oh my gosh, I don't get a lot of fat. Let me tell you something. When I plate this food for you, you're gonna see how much food you can actually eat. And when I plate this food for you, if you stay on this chart or below it, you're gonna lose weight. I mean, I'm just telling you, you're gonna lose weight. It's just a science. It's just how our bodies work. Even if you don't work out, but please work out because it's important. So, here we go. I'm gonna actually plate your breakfast for you. Now, I've put this diagram up before, and it's really important that you understand that if you've seen the triangle, the man standing, and he's like built like bigger to smaller, like a triangle, which is really healthy, right? That's because he's eating breakfast in the morning. His biggest meal is breakfast, his smallest meal is dinner. The other diagram shows the opposite triangle, right, where he's bigger at the midsection and smaller at the top and shoulders are small, all because you're skipping breakfast and you're having a big dinner, and it really does wreak havoc on your body. So with that being said, hey Gilbert, thanks for joining. I am gonna plate your breakfast. So I think oatmeal is amazing. My dad ate it for, I don't know, he lived to be 85 years old, 60 years. There's not a day that he didn't eat it that I remember. He ate oatmeal every flipping morning and read his Bible with his oatmeal every morning. And it's heart healthy, it's so good for you, packed with fiber. And that fiber is going to keep you regular, and it's going to move all that, the pathogens, metals, toxins, all those things out of your body if you're eating it on a regular basis. So now here's the beauty of the food that I laid out. Everything that I've laid out here today is the perfect portion that you should eat, okay? The perfect portion. And to understand that, if you walk away from here and say, oh gosh, those are perfect portions, but how do I know what a perfect portion is when I'm not watching the video? Well, I'm going to show you. This oatmeal right here can fit in the palm of your hand, okay? So every single choice that you ever have should be able to fit in the palm of your hand, and you'll know that it's the perfect portion, okay? So this is plenty of oatmeal. It's half a cup, and believe me, I love oatmeal, but there's no way I could eat more than that. And if you can, cutting back, I promise that you will feel better, okay? But let's look at this. Look how big I'm making this breakfast. So half a cup of oatmeal. I'm gonna get you a fried egg, okay? Maybe an olive oil or a little butter. But for me personally, I want 2 eggs. So I don't have 2 eggs, but I want you to imagine 2 eggs on this plate, okay? And then we're gonna go for a fruit. Let's go for this banana. I love this. This is important. When I saw this, this really, really changed me. You're never really supposed to eat a whole banana. 3/4 of a banana is perfect. So what do you do with that other quarter of banana? I'm going to tell you. Let me put this on the plate. Take that other portion of banana and cut it in 3 pieces, and you can make like a stevia, cinnamon, and almond sliver, like not either raw almonds or roasted almonds. Make it into a paste with a little almond milk, and then you want to dip your bananas in that and put it on some parchment paper, and put it in the freezer, wrap it up, put it in the freezer, and then the next day when you leave for work, you have a little snack to take with you. So you're never wasting food. I have 4 recipes actually, even dark chocolate that you could do that with if you wanted to do it like on a Sunday night. It's so easy. But here is your breakfast. Okay, 1 egg is 90 calories, okay? So you look at 180 calories just for your eggs. But I'm not counting calories, guys. I'm counting choices. It makes life so much easier. It's visual and easier when you're on the go. So you have a half a bowl of oatmeal, 2 eggs, and a 3/4 size banana for breakfast. That is a heck of a lot of food. And what is it going to do? It's going to give you fuel throughout the day. It's going to make you feel great. It's going to actually cut your cravings, and it's going to fill you up because of all the fiber, potassium, magnesium, all the amazing things that you need. Hey, Troy, I have 1 banana daily in my green smoothie. Good for you. So do I. I have 3/4 of a banana. Okay, I'm going to put these back quickly, and I am going to take this sign right here, and I'm actually going to write this out for you. 1 day. I'm going to show you how you can do this in 1 day. So down here for breakfast, it looks like we had how many carbs? We had a banana, we had oatmeal, 2 carbs, right? And then we had 2 eggs, so we had 2 proteins. Okay, we didn't have any fats. But you know what? Let's add a fat. I'm going to say with this oatmeal, throw a slab of butter on it. Who wouldn't want to? And it's okay, okay? So I'm going to count 1 fat. Have that butter. Okay, moving on. We're going to do lunch now. So I'm going to take 2 pieces of bread. Now, this is really important when you're eating bread. Make sure you look at the ingredients, because don't just pick up any wheat bread. You can actually turn your local store's wheat bread around and find out that it has high fructose corn syrup in it. Crazy, but true. And I think really just even for more nutrients, get something like 9 grain or 12 grain. It's better for you, and it even tastes better. It's better. So let's imagine these are 2 9 grain pieces of bread, okay? 2 choices. Okay. We're going to put a free calorie on there. This right here is totally free. Lettuce is always free, okay? So we have lettuce. And tomatoes are free. Isn't that awesome? Tomatoes are free. Imagine tomatoes on here. I don't have any. And then we're gonna go for some lean deli turkey meat, okay? Make sure that you get it from your deli instead of prepackaged because of a lot of nitrates and all kinds of things. And I'm telling you, it's maybe $1 or $2 more, but it's definitely healthier for you. So we're going for the lean turkey. And how about a tablespoon, here's a fat, a tablespoon of mayonnaise. We're putting that mayonnaise on there, okay? So here you go. And you know what? You want to add something else to that, then add something like, what do I want to do? I'm going to go crazy here. Crazy! And I'm going to put chips. I want to use these chips because I think it's important. See this amount of tortilla chips? That's really the amount you should have at one sitting. Now, I know that when we go to Mexican restaurants, it's one of our most favorite things to fill up on chips, and we can go through 3 baskets, and they just keep bringing them. It's endless. But you really should have like half of one basket, and that's really enough. I know it's hard, but it's enough. And remember this, salsa is always free. It's not a choice. You can have as much salsa as you want. Always, always, always salsa. Broccoli is free. Cauliflower is free. And beets, I love beets. Can you see these beets? Beets are free, okay? So here's your sandwich. You have a yummy little sandwich here, and you have this big old thing of nachos. This is a lot of food. And then you have your salsa. Have as much as you want. I have 1, have 20. Okay, so right here is an enormous plate of food. So let's count this real fast. So we have 2 pieces of bread. So that's 2 carbs. Plus we have the chips. That's 3 carbs. Okay, so we're going for proteins here. The protein is that turkey meat on the inside. 1. We have fat because we have the mayonnaise. We have 1, okay? There we go. So you now have made it through lunch, but what did we miss? Did you guys catch that? We missed the snack. Super important. Oop, I put that under snack too. Let me erase that. 3, 1, 1. Okay, so we're just going along, not thinking about that snack. That snack's important. That snack is important, guys. So let's put this down. I'm gonna put this down here. Grab a snack. So I'm gonna look over here. The first thing I see, put this back. First thing I see are almonds, okay? Almonds are, believe it or not, a lot of people say that you put it in protein, but actually there's 73% fat, 13% protein, so I'm throwing it in the fat category. So you can have, look at that, a palm full of almonds. Now, make sure that what kind of nut, whatever nut you choose, try not to do peanuts because there's a lot of studies that show peanuts can cause a lot of disease if you eat too many. So if you do all kinds of nuts, just make sure that the nuts are plain or roasted. I prefer roasted. I do not like raw almonds. But if they're roasted, they are not salted. Do not eat them because the salt is really going to wreak havoc on your body in so many ways. So don't want to talk about the salt. I want to talk about the almonds. Do you see the size of that? Palm size. That is a snack. And you're like, oh, there's not a lot of almonds, Nicole. Well, are you eating a snack anyway? Look at this. Do you know that this has so much fiber in it that it's going to expand to twice its size in your stomach? Yes. You're going to be full. And so when you have this lunch, you may not even finish it. It is so important. And remember what I said about training your body, training your stomach and your brain. So you have breakfast, and let's just say you had breakfast at home at 7 a.m. So you're going to have this snack at 10. You're gonna have this plated sandwich that I just showed you between 12 and 1. Don't be rigorous. I mean, everybody's busy and I understand. Just make sure you get them in. So the next thing we're gonna do is look at one more snack, okay? That snack is either gonna come at the end of the day before you leave because it would be nice to get those extra carbs before you jump in the car and have to sit in traffic where we all fall asleep, right? If you put some more carbs in your body before you jump in that car to get home and grab your kids, you are gonna feel so much better. You're gonna feel like stopping at the store and picking up the ingredients to make dinner if you don't have anything. I'm not kidding you. Putting those extra carbs in your body are so important. So this is how easy this snack is gonna be. You could take this with you. And this is the perfect size for a yogurt you see in the store. But I have to warn you, Most of the yogurts that you buy at a store are really bad for you because they are jam-packed with sugar. You don't want to do that. You want something that's really, really healthy. And my preference is going for like the high probiotic Greek plain yogurt, or my very favorite is plain Bulgarian yogurt because it is jam-packed with good lactose basilicus. It is so important that you get that stuff in your body. And to imagine being able to put that stuff in your body to heal your gut, it's actually full of carbs. It's gonna give you fuel. And this right here, I love this so much. This really is the amount of blueberries that you can have. Look how many blueberries that is. That's one choice. That's a lot of blueberries. And you don't even need that many blueberries for your yogurt. So I'm gonna call that half a choice because you're gonna put half of that in your yogurt. And you can sweeten that however you want, but stay away from real sugar. Sucralose is fine. Green leaf stevia for sure. Manuka honey is fantastic. Just if you're diabetic, you gotta cut back on some of that honey, okay? Troy, what are you saying? Carbs are so important, not only for energy, also healthy brain function. You're absolutely right. But when we get fatigued, we get brain fog too, right? So imagine having this awesome probiotic yogurt that tastes super yummy with your favorite blueberries. And even if you wanted to throw some granola, like sugar-free granola on top of that, you're gonna feel like $1,000,000. So let's say that happens, you leave work at 5, try to eat this around 4 p.m. before you leave. When you jump in that car, you're gonna go, heck, Nicole was right. I have energy, and you're gonna want to kiss me. Really, I'm not kidding. So remember that. This is your second snack. Now, we're gonna go on to dinner. Oh, I didn't put it on the board. Let's put it on the board. All right, so these blueberries are a carb. These, the yogurt is a carb, but I'm saying half a carb for the blueberries because it's a lot. So here we go. I am going to say that is 1 1/2 carbs. Okay, hold on, what was it for the sandwich? 1, 2, 3, 1 protein, 1 fat. Okay, here we go. Getting things wrong. Okay, 1 fat. Whew, got that. Okay, here we go. So, for dinner, there's so many options for dinners, guys. So many options. Hey, Antonio, thanks for joining. Xylitol is good too, Troy. You're absolutely right. Love xylitol. It does not raise your sugar index. I love that. Okay, I'm going to go out on a limb here and do something great. I'm going to give you roast beef. Roast beef for dinner. How yummy is that? Okay, roast beef. We also have salmon. I'm going to talk to you really quickly about this. I'm not going to plate it, but I'm going to tell you, if you do salmon, do not get farmed raised salmon because it does have mercury in it. It's absolutely proven. You want to go for wild caught, and it tastes so different. It's so different. When you go to restaurants, most of the time, you do not get wild caught. Hey there, Antonio. Good to see you. You don't. So when you actually eat wild caught and you cook it yourself, it's such a difference in the flavor and the texture. It's like cutting meat. It's amazing. So always go for wild caught salmon, wild caught anything. Meat, okay, not women or men, okay. So, stupid. Okay, here we go. So I have my roast beef. Now, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put my little baked potato. I want you to see the size of this baked potato. Most people go, oh God, Nicole, don't put that potato on the plate. It's full of starchy carbs. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But what I'm trying to teach you is how to eat macros. I don't want you to give up your favorite foods. It's a matter of knowing how to eat them, when to eat them, and how much, right? Remember the rule. This fits in the palm of my hand. Now, if this was a big potato in the palm of my hand, it wouldn't work. So you're gonna take 1/4 of a potato, and it's plenty as a side item. And you're gonna slab a piece of butter on that, okay? So we have our little 1/4 size baked potato with some butter, and then I am gonna plate some broccoli. But guess what? Broccoli's free. It's not a choice. So you're getting broccoli for free with your roast beef. So that means we're gonna be able to add 1 more side item. So I'm gonna grab these awesome carrots, okay? And you can even put some butter on these carrots. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna leave the butter off, but there you go. I want you to look at this plate of food for dinner. You're not starving yourself, okay? This is a perfectly balanced meal. Now, let's count those macros. Here we go. We have 1, 2, 3 carbs. The vegetables are carbs, okay? And then we have 1 protein, which is the roast beef. Okay, we're done. Let's count this up and see what we have. So We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9.5 carbs. 9.5 carbs, okay? Now we're gonna go for proteins. How many proteins do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 proteins. And how many fats do we have? 1, 2, 3 fats. Guys, you saw the amount of food that I just gave you, and it was a lot of food. It was good. It was good food. It's one of those days, you would like feel so good. You'd want to kiss yourself at the end of the day going, I just ate so well, right? So I want you to look at this. Look at this. 9.5 carbs, 4 proteins, and 3 fats. So I actually stayed under my choices. Not just for active men and women, but for average men and women. So what that means is you could actually eat the plates of food that I showed you in one day, and you could lose weight if that's what you're going for. But imagine if you're trying to gain weight or if you're trying to put on more muscle, how much more you can add to that just by understanding what the difference is between your macros, your fats, your proteins, and your carbs, okay? Oh my goodness, this has just been, I've been so excited about doing this. So I'm gonna go over this really with you quickly. I think it's important. I am a mom and I understand. I love sugar. I don't eat a lot of it because I can't, but I do know it's important just to be able to be sustainable with your diet, that you don't sacrifice the little good things that you love, okay? I'm not telling you to eat a dessert with every meal, but the fact that we're at 9.5 carbs right now, you can add another choice. And look at this piece of cake. This is like birthday cake, okay? Look at that, look how much that is. That's one choice. Look at this brownie, and it's the size of a brownie. That's one choice too. Now, my only recommendation, if you're going to eat sugary foods, I actually have 2. Try to do it at lunch, not dinner. And then this one's the biggest and most important. If you're going to eat sugary foods, try to substitute the sugar and make it yourself. Instead of going to the store and buying something out of the deli, I guarantee you 100% there's gonna be trans fats in that. Also, if you get boxed cake or boxed little goodies, total trans fat, and that does lead to disease, totally proven. So we kind of want to stay away from that. Enjoy your desserts by making them yourself. I have tons of recipes where you can substitute sugars for really good things. And if you're gluten-free or if you're lactose intolerant, I also have good recipes for that. Also, if you're eating a paleo or a keto diet, I also have recipes for that. Now, a lot of the food that you saw today was keto and paleo friendly, except for the breads, right? But when you're trying to eat clean, it's not hard and it shouldn't be overwhelming. It's actually easy. And like I said, just knowledge is power, understanding what you want. So I'm gonna get down on the floor and talk to you eyeball to eyeball. Give me a second. Okay. So let me tell you why I did this nutritional workshop. Here we go. I was super sick 5 years ago. I nearly lost my life, and I've been given a second chance. And so I know that it is a gift to wake up every day, and it is a gift to wake up every day and breathe. It is a gift to be able to get out of bed and walk. It is a gift to be able to get in a car and go to a gym. It is a gift to be able to get on a treadmill. It is a gift to be able to buy food and put it in my body and be able to digest it properly. It is a gift to be able to do all this stuff because we have people, the walking wounded, which is all of us, but we have people that can't do that. We have people that are in the hospital that can't do it. We have veterans that have lost their limbs that can't work out anymore. God bless them all. But because we have the opportunity to make choices, to eat properly, to not end up in a bad place that we may not be able to get out of, it is an absolute gift. Okay, so I want you guys to do this with me. If you want to know more information about this nutritional workshop, or if you want to share this with people that you know that needs it, please share this video. And I actually do this for corporations. So if you know of any bosses or corporate headquarters or anything that might want to implement this into what they do, let me know. I'd be happy to talk to them. But with all that, this all comes down to you. That's the most important thing. I'm doing this for you. I want to add value to you. I want you to know that you're now a little more educated and you can be more active. Get into action to change your life and to change your health style, your lifestyle, change your health. Because you want to be running on the beaches with your grandchildren in 10 or 15, 20 years, or maybe even in 5, wherever you are in life, wherever I'm interrupting you, you don't want them visiting you in a nursing home because you made poor choices when someone gave you the answers. Okay? So with that, reach out to me for the recipes. Reach out for me if you want to know more about this nutritional workshop. Reach out to me for anything. I'm here for accountability too, okay? God bless you guys. I'll be seeing you around the block. Antonio, I appreciate you. God bless you all. Bye-bye, guys.